Wait, let's say our pronouns real quick. I'm a he.
I'm a starfish. You and I are sick.
You walked into a lion's den.
You wouldn't know that it was human meat until they said to you, human carpaccio.
When I think about eating people, not only do I think about how they would taste, but I also like to think about their personality.
Walked into a lion's den.
Just call me my guy and we're good.
Yeah, call me my dude. That's it. You sound like the dumbest robot made.
I am the dumbest robot.
Thank you for listening to Splittin Hairs. On this podcast, you're gonna learn about yourself. I'm Ashlynn Salzano.
My name is Chris Metcalf.
We're all lizard people anyway.
Hi, we're here. Another episode of Splittin Hairs.
Welcome to your favorite podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
if you're still listening to us, we have to be your favorite podcast.
Right? Yeah, I'm exhausted from all that JonBenet talk in the last one.
Oh my God.
Pooped.
I can't talk about one more conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I know. I can't.
I can't talk about one more murder.
Yeah.
But
It's
it
like
was
enough.
good.
Yeah,
It was good.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah.
fun. And if you haven't seen that episode, it's the one right before this, or listen to it. It's a doozy.
It's a doozy, as they would say in JonBenet's land.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She's a
Southern.
doozy. She's doozed. Yeah, I don't know about you. What's your vibe right now? Because I just feel like I'm just like hating.
Like you're hating on people, or just
everything,
hating?
everything. Present party excluded, but like, I'm just being a fucking hater, and like,
I'm such a miserable fuck.
right? Yo, like before we got into this episode, we didn't have anything prepped. We were like, what are we gonna do today? And all I could just think about is like, I can't even think of anything to talk about because I'm hating. I'm fucking hating.
What are you hating on?
Well, it's a weird type of hating, I think, because like I'm just everything, I'm even catching myself doing it. Or I'll just I went to go to the place to get that baklava that I like, and it just looked like a little bit smaller than it normally did. And I'm like, yo, fuck this fucking shit. I'm over it now.
You're like, oh, you guys think you're gonna play me?
Yeah,
you're gonna play me by giving me a smaller portion?
Yeah,
it's not. It's the same.
No,
but
it's the same shit.
Yeah.
And and then I'm like watching like hater shit, like not even hater shit, but just shit where it's like dark. And then I'm just like, I'm not finding like joy in much other than like this doing the show.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm hating, like, in the stand-up community world right now, a lot of people are getting like a lot of shit and like a lot of good shit. Like some good moves are being made for people that are like life-changing. And I don't think I'm hating. I think it's like motivating me. Mm-hmm. But there's a part of me that's hating, of course, and I'm like, yo, fuck that, like whatever. But then I think there's also a part of me that's like, because I try to find the good in everything, because if not, I'd be fucking I'd be a dictator. I'd be a money-hungry dictator if I didn't find joy in a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I'm also seeing it as like, all right, these people are close to me, which means I'm close. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I know these people. I've been on shows with these people. Like, you know what I'm saying? It feels kind of like when you first start doing stand-up, like, you're like, oh, I don't know any of these names. Like, all these big names. Like, but now you're, like, seeing the list of, like, people getting accepted to, like, there's been, like, Comedy Central stuff. There's been, like, JFL is coming out. And these are all, like, if you don't do comedy, JFL is Just for Laughs in Canada. Right. And it's a big deal for a comedian. It's a benchmark
for a lot of comedians to try to get to.
Yeah. So before I used to not know any names, and now I'm like, oh, I've done shows with this person. Now you're taking
pictures with some of them, and now you're on shows with them and shit.
Yeah. So it kind of feels like, it feels positive, right? It feels like, okay, we're heading down the right path, but then I'm also like hating too. You know what I mean? I'm hating.
Yeah, and I know where it comes from. It all derives out of just like, I'm not quite where I want to be right now. Just sort of, I'm not settled back into the city. I'm just.
Is that where your hate is coming from too?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's totally a hate out of like, I'm not totally doing what I want to be doing because I got to like take care of a bunch of shit before I can start like getting fully back into the stand-up and like getting back into the groove of like that thing. And so I think it's just like the lights at the end of the tunnel, but it's like darkest before the dawn or whatever, where I'm just like, everything. I'm just like, fuck that, fuck this, fuck that, fuck them, you know?
Well, it's funny that you say that like you're hating because you're not doing something that you want to do, like you're not doing something right.
Right.
And it's like hate always comes from like sadness.
Right.
And so like that's what it is. But there's just certain people like me and you, like we don't go to sadness. Like I think I've said this on this podcast before where like, I don't even know if I've said it before here, but like my answer to everything is anger, right? If I'm sad, I'm angry. Like I didn't really know
You're angry a lot.
What?
I said, and you're angry a lot.
Because if I'm sad, I'm angry. If I'm frustrated, I'm angry. If I'm annoyed, I'm angry. Like before, like I would just relate anger with anger. Like I didn't realize like, oh, you're angry because you're frustrated. Like you're angry because you're sad. You're angry because like you're let down. You're angry. Like I didn't know how to separate those things. It was just always anger.
Right.
So you say I'm angry a lot, but I think
I'm busting your chops.
I think I like have spurs of anger.
Yes.
And then I like get over it. But I do have like spurs of angers. Like angers. Angers. There's multiple angers.
Spurs of angers.
Yeah.
Ching, ching.
But they're just like little spurs.
Right.
It's really weird.
No, I'm the same way. Like I've had people say to me, like, I don't know, like something will happen, right? Like I'll spill some water. Right. By accident. And I'll just be like, God, fuck.
Yeah.
And then they're like, was everything all right? I'm like, yeah, I just spilled some water.
Yeah.
like I have to get like the momentary rage out to like be fine with it going forward. Because if I don't, then it festers.
You know what I hate when I'm angry for no reason, but at the time it feels legit?
Yeah.
Right? Like I was watching this like video and someone cut open a watermelon and they cut it with a knife. Like they just hit it once and mad water came out. Like it was more water than melon, I guess. I guess that's how that was. And to me, like I would have been like, fuck, like I got all of this all over the floor and like watching it, like that would have been my response if that was me. But then the girl just laughed. And I was like, yeah, what's your problem, Ashlynn? Like it's not that serious. Like you can clean it up. So, it's not even like anger with other people. It's like myself. And then I started thinking like, and this is going to sound crazy, but then I started thinking of like the times my mom would get mad because I dropped something. And I remember as a kid being like, it's not that serious. But now as an adult, I'm doing that. And like, am I going to do it to my kids? Like, is it like just full circle? It's just full circle.
Yeah, you got to catch yourself. You got to catch yourself not doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to remember the kid in you.
I'm trying so hard to get back there.
Yeah.
I'm trying so hard to get back there. It's been tough, especially for like comedy's sake, because you don't want to be like all like stern and serious on stage, you know what I mean? And like, it's been like also like what little stage time I get has definitely been like affecting like my like, I don't know. Before COVID, I'd get up on stage and be like, "No, let's fucking rock this shit." And now I'm just like, I want to die. Let's go up on stage.
But what is it? What is it? Like, are you not in love with comedy anymore?
No, I am. I think about it constantly, and I'm writing all the time now. But I think I'm
just because you think about it constantly doesn't mean you're in love with it. Just. I'm not saying that's the truth. I'm just saying that is a thing. Just because you think about it constantly does not mean you're in love with it. But I'll take your word for it. I'm not like challenging you.
No, I know.
Prove it. Prove it.
Prove it, bitch.
Yeah.
All right, I'll start running my tight 5.
Yeah.
No, I think it's just, I honestly think it's just what I said before. Like, I know where I need to be. And when I say that, like, to clarify, like, I don't mean like I should be on Madison Square Garden. Like, I don't mean that.
I always think that about myself.
Right.
Yeah.
I just mean like, more just like, but I guess for people listening, I'm not, you know this, like, but before COVID, it's like you're doing fucking mics, getting on stage 5 to 6 nights a week, sometimes multiple times a night. And you're just like working reps. You're like you get in this rhythm where you're like working new bits. Like I was trying to build a new 5 every month.
Yeah.
Like just to like, did I ever tell you that like Louis C.K. thing where he's like, oh, if you think about it, if you get a solid 5 together every month, by the end of a year, you got an hour,
Yeah.
Like, so I was trying to go by that. And I had like a whole system going. And then the whole thing just fucking dismantled during COVID. And now it's like, I'm like trying to get back in, but I got to like finish this project. And I got to finish this fucking thing. Like all this like sometimes I'm just like, fuck all this shit. I'm gonna just drop all of it and just go back full tilt and with stand up and like destroy my responsibilities,
and destroy your human self.
Right. So I'm trying to I'm trying to do it smart this time, because once I'm in, I want to just be in.
Yeah. And it's hard because it's like when you're getting in the groove, you're comfortable getting on stage, and like that's like half of the battle.
You're not even thinking about it.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, this is second nature.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's gotten to a point now where it feels so stop and go. Like I went to Texas back in March, and I was like, but remember I told you by the end of that trip, I was like, all right, we're back. You know, I had done enough, you know, like almost 3 weeks of shows and mics to, like, by the end, I was like, okay, I'm loosened up. Like the cobwebs are off me. And then it's just like, I come back to the suburbs and nothing.
Yeah.
And now it's like driving with a lead foot. Like it's just like, go. All right, now we're not doing it. Go. Now we're not doing it. And it's to a point where like I almost just don't even want to do it, because I don't want to feel the not doing it after. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I just want to be back.
Yeah, it's like not getting into a relationship because you don't want to get your heart broken yet.
Yes.
But then you get to a point where you forget what it's like to get your heart broken.
Yes.
And you go back into a relationship and you're like, oh, this is cool. I'm in it. Like I'm. So yeah, you don't want to keep breaking your own heart right now with comedy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I can't relate because I've been in New York and all I have to do is stand up right now. I mean, I have like some side shit going on and all of that. And, you know, there's always people taking my time. But I'm just, you know, I'm a therapist for free.
Therapist, dream guru.
Yeah, all of it. No, but seriously, that's all I have to do right now. So it's been nice just having to focus on that. And it's like, I think what people don't understand about comedy is that it's a constant roller coaster. You think like you can be telling someone like, oh, I seen you on a lot of shows, or like you seem to be having TV credits or this and that, and like, so it must be going good. It's like, it's either really good or really bad. Like it's just like a constant like peak and
peaks
lows.
And valleys.
Yeah, peaks.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm noticing?
I don't even think they're valleys. I think they're just lows.
Just dark
peaks,
crevasses.
Yeah.
They echo when you scream into
peaks
them.
and graves.
Yeah,
you know, it's just peaks and graves when it comes to comedy.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know, you say that made me think too, right? Like, so something, you know, before I got into stand up, I did a lot of like directing sketches, a lot of editing sketches, a lot of you know, I still have the other podcast. Like it was like all the other comedy things besides actually doing stand up. And now I find myself in that position where I'm like, I'm doing comedy stuff, working on the pilot. We do this show. You know, I'm writing. I'm just been doing these sketches, doing fucking sketches, and it's like none of it's filling the void. It's I need the stand up. Stand up is the stand up's the fucking dopamine hit. Those things are fun and I like them, but for the first time for the second time in my life, I've been reminded as to why partially I love stand up is like, it's me, the mic, you're bopping around, like doing the thing, like all this other shit. It's not the payoff, the on stage, work in a room, you know? Yeah,
I mean, like that's how I felt when I was doing like Zoom shows. I just kind of felt like, yeah, they were great. They were like open mics to me, like when we were in quarantine. I'm like, but going on stage, there's nothing like that.
No.
The feeling, the laughs, the energy. You could never capture the energy. Never. No. And so like, I feel that. And I think when we do like, the thing is about doing like little patches, it's like you're trying to fill this like balloon with multiple holes. And like there's this like big hole, and that's what stand up has that big patch.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the patches, they can be taken care of with like a TikTok, an Instagram that gets like a lot of likes, some sketches, podcast, you know, like all of these little things, all these patches can be they're little patches.
Yeah.
But the stand up is like the big mom. It's the stitches. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're the staple. You know, like they staple your head. Like that's what stand up is. And so that's what it feels like. It feels like you're just like you're covering all the little patches, but you're like depleting because it's like you're not getting like the real thing you need.
Yeah, for sure.
And I like doing other things. Like when I'm doing stand up too much, what's funny about it is when I'm doing stand up too much, you
start thinking about the other shit.
Well, I like to do the other shit. Then I find like my joy in the other shit because I'm like, it's good. It's a switch up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like usually there's other people involved, and stand up is so lonely. It's just one man show, one woman show, or one they show.
A one them show.
Yeah. So it just feels like that,
Right. I think I'm also just like I think I'm also trying to like break COVID habits. Like I think I like allowed myself to just like get into bad habits during COVID because I'm like, what else am I gonna do? But now that I'm like back in the city, I'm like, no, you can't masturbate 5 times a day.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are quarantine numbers.
Right. Those are quarantine numbers.
Those are our quarantine numbers, and we're gonna have to keep them low.
Right.
When we're not quarantined.
Let's bring it back to like a 1 or a 2.
Yeah.
It's like, chill, bro. Yeah.
But it's gotta be hard for you because it's like you went from like always living with someone, even in your past, right? You've had roommates, and then you had Aaron, you had your mom. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not that you're like, I can't jerk off because my parents are here. It's just like, oh, there's other people to talk to and other things to do.
Yes.
But like, I'm sure you catch yourself alone with your dick in your hand, surprisingly.
Right.
You're like, how did we get here? I've been roofing.
Well, here, I'll give you a brief breakdown of my fucking psychosis.
Yeah.
So I got my day job too, which is like, kind of
which
like
is doing nothing.
Hybrid. Yeah.
No.
But it's like hybrid remote shit, right?
Yeah.
And it's a sales job, so I can kind of like decide how much I want to do or don't do, right? But it's like I gotta work for the money because commission, right? So it's like
I feel like with your sales job though, I feel like you're very good at it because I think you're just like chill, but then when you got like a big meet, like when you've got something cooking, you're on. Like you never drop the ball. Like I feel like you're good at just being like, I've caught something, I'm gonna work it, and then I don't have anything, so I'm a chill. Like
taken out of context, that sounds like I discovered a new bit. I got something, now I'm gonna work it. Like that's like the same. Yeah. It's the same feeling. You know what I mean? Like with sales and like a new joke.
Like getting a joke.
And you're like, oh, I got something hot here.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to fucking work it.
You reel it in.
Yeah.
You reel it in little by little.
Yeah. And you like, not too much. You got to let it like pull away and then you got to.
You got to forget about it too. Yeah. Let it do its thing. Yeah. Come back. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a whole fucking game.
Sometimes you got to grab the sphere. Yeah. Just like, get over here. Like, I want you to be a good joke. Yeah. You're going to be a good joke.
Yeah. Oh man, and that's a great feeling.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like I'll wake up, so I'm in my apartment, and then I'm like doing my fucking day job, which is like, who wants to do that, right? And then it's just like, then I'm like, ugh. I look at the clock, I'm like, fuck, I've just been cramming my day job for 3 hours. I'm gonna go masturbate. Then I go masturbate. Then I'm like, I'm gonna make a sandwich, and then I'm like, I guess I'll masturbate again.
As a dessert. Yeah. To cleanse your palate. Right. Yeah.
And then I'm like, what am I doing with my life? I don't even want to be doing this day job. And I should have just did a masturbation sandwich.
Yeah.
I should be working on fucking jokes or something else right now. But fuck, I got this meeting for my dumb job now. So now I'm going to walk over to the table. Now I'm going to do this dumb meeting. And then it's like 5 o'clock and I want to kill myself because I've masturbated again.
But of course, after. It's never pre-masturbation that you want to kill yourself. It's after.
It's always after.
Yeah.
It's that Catholic guilt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. And then after all of that, I'm like, well, those times I was like freaking out or like worrying about how much I hate my job, I could have just been like, well, I'll just work on jokes then instead and not do my job. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. Being stuck with a day job that I treat like a part-time job is like, but even though it's not a part-time job, it's very frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, when I worked at Coogan's, like, it was the same way. Like, I was like, I don't care about this job. Like, fuck it. Like, I'm halfway in, halfway out. I just want to be doing stand-up. Like,
right.
And it was hard because I had to say no to a lot of shows because I was working and we had a set schedule and all that bullshit. And, like, so I would feel the same way. Like, that's, like, one of the to want to leave something that you can't financially is hard.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, for those who can't, it's like staying with someone you don't want to be with because they have money and you don't. Like, I'm just trying to make things we're talking about relatable. It's like having to stay with someone because like or like
you think they're good for you on paper.
Or what's happening a lot in New York is just like New York rent is so expensive. You date someone, you share the fucking rent, right? Because now that's like, whoa, it's just one person that you're already like having sex with and if you argue over something, it's whatever. You know, couples argue, and then you're like, fuck, but I don't want to, like, you're annoying, I can't stand you, but I can't leave you because my rent is going to double. Or, like, I'm going to have to go fucking live with 7 roommates.
I should have been saving and not masturbating.
Yeah.
Right.
But you know what I mean? That's what it feels like to be at a job you don't want to be at when you only need it financially.
Right.
Like, it's not like you're like, oh, but I'll miss it a little bit. You know, you're just like, I'm done with you. Get out of here. Right. But I can't because I need you, you know?
How annoying is it when you have the job that you don't want to do, but they're all trying to do this like gung-ho, let's all like get motivated for the job. You know, we got to work hard, you guys. Like, I mean, they don't do this really in bartending, but like my job, like they'll be like, all right, guys, like they'll do like a PowerPoint, be like motivational quotes. We gotta be hungry, like all.
You're like motivational quotes. It's like, give me my paycheck on Friday. That's motivational. Paychecks on Friday.
For real.
You want to give me a motivational quote? Like double pay. That's a quote. Yeah, bonus. Bonus every day. That's a motivation. Bonus every day. Bonus every day. That's a motivational quote. Like, the fuck out of here.
Yo, it's so funny too, because like all my bosses and shit in the main office, they're all from Jersey. So he'll be like, and we all remember what Kobe Bryant said at the 1999 NBA semifinal champions. Like he uses like these like quotes where I'm like, bro, why are you using a quote from fucking the tuna? What's his name? Bill Parcells. Why are you using a Bill Parcells quote from the Giants?
You see, like this is
what is happening.
This is why I can't be in like corporate situations like that. Because, you know, like they'd be like, don't forget the quote that Kobe said in 1997 before he won the championship when he broke his ankle. Yeah. And I'd be like, Kobe! Like, Kobe! Yeah, like they'd be like, no, Ashlynn, no, that's not the motivational quote of the, you know, of the week. It's not Kobe. I'm like, but it should be.
Oh, God. At every meeting, they're always like, you know, they make the small talk and they're always doing the like, did you hit the links? We out doing what are we using, the 9-9? Like doing that shit?
Yeah.
And then they all look at me and I'm like, I give off a vibe like, don't talk. Don't look at me.
Don't talk to me. Don't.
I don't do sports,
Act
bro.
like you don't know me.
Yeah, I don't do sports.
It's so hard for me to take things serious that I don't find serious. Like, that is so hard for me because I'm a serious person. And then all of it, like, if I don't take one thing serious, my brain, like, I feel like a part of my brain is like normal brain, right? And then I feel like the things I don't take serious, I feel like it's the fucking slime. Remember the slime you could buy on the 25 machine? Oh. And it would you... What? No. The one that you can like put around your wrist and like send it. It had like a hand on it.
Oh, the little with the string.
Yeah, with the string. Yeah. What is that?
I feel like it's like a sticky hand. I don't know. It's just like it's like that rubbery string with a hand on it and just sticks to stuff.
Yeah, you could just slap things.
Yeah.
I feel like part of my brain is a brain and part of my brain is that.
That thing.
Yeah, it's like multiple of those things, just like slapping onto things and just like playing all the time.
Yes.
Like, you know, it's funny that you bring that up too. I was just thinking about the time I was on jury duty. To me, like nowadays too, with jury duty, I don't know. Have you done jury duty?
I have, yeah.
Have you done jury duty recently?
I actually had to do it like I got called in like right before COVID, like within that year, like early 2019, early 2018. Yeah.
Yeah, I did it too, like 2019.
Okay.
So like. I don't know if anyone knows, but like usually before, like I did it, I think in 2010 and then I did it in 2020 and then, or 2019. Like the difference is so big now because of cameras. Like there's a camera everywhere. Like It's literally, like we had a mobile camera evidence, we had a lobby evidence, we had an apartment evidence. Like it's just so hard to get away with crime that I'm just like, why are we really sitting here? Like he did it. Like he did it. Like there's evidence. Like what are we? You know what I'm trying to say?
Wait. Who did it?
Like the guy that was doing, like the offender.
Wait, I'm confused. Of what?
Like of any crime. I'm talking about like of any crime.
Oh, just in general. Okay. I got confused for a second.
I can tell you what mine was, but like I'm saying like with cameras, like there's a mobile one, like there's a mobile evidence like of you know, recording, all of that. I'm like, he did it. Like we're watching it. We're watching the crime. And it's just like, I don't understand why we're there. I don't understand why we're on jury duty.
Oh, I see what you're saying now. Okay. Right. Why are we deliberating on this when he clearly did the crime on the tape?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
wait. Did you get called in to actually be a juror?
Yes.
Oh, see, I had to go through the thing, but I wasn't a juror.
It's because of the way you look.
What do you mean?
Because you look like a cop. You look like an undercover cop. Like, you don't look like you have sympathy at all. And that's not good for either parties. That's just not good. Like, I'm just saying, I'm being honest here.
I like.
If I'm an offender and I look at you, I go, fuck no. I go, this kid, he's all about, this is the law. That's what you look like. This is the law. That's what you look like.
I feel like I kind of, well, I don't like that part, but I like the fact that you're just like, you look like you have no sympathy.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, I'm cold as ice.
But it's not true. It's just what you look. Everything's
I know.
about what you look like.
Yeah,
you
it's
know
the
what I'm
mystique.
saying? Yeah.
It's the mystique of my narc look.
Yeah, yo, you got it. And I'm sure you go in there all miserable and they're like, A, he doesn't want to be here. B, he has no sympathy. Like, get him out of here. But so I fucking trying to bring it back. But like, so I feel like I'm wasting my time at jury duty because I'm like, we have every video here. Like, just, are you blind? Like, I get it that we have a system, but I'm like, just, I don't even know why.
Just let us go.
I don't know why he showed up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and that's why so many times, like, that's why all these fucking lawyers are always trying to like, we do not want to go to trial on this.
Yeah.
There's videotape of you, Frank, robbing this milk truck. Like, we have it.
Hey, James, there's a video of you slamming this kid on his neck. I think they're gonna like charge you for strangulation. Like, I think you're gonna be known as a strangler.
Yeah.
Like, there's like 7 different angles. Like, it's like a movie here. I'm like, who directed this? Like, it's just a Michael Bay film. I'm like, what is that? Like, the violence is like, what are you doing?
Right.
But so like, I felt like I was wasting my time there, right? So like, at the end, they were trying to like decipher, because you know, like, when it comes to law, there's things that we think we know, like intent. We think we know what intent means. That's not in the court of law. In the court, like intention, we think like intention, like you went over there to stab someone. Mm-hmm. But intent could be like, if you knew that grabbing this pen and stabbing me in the eye could kill me or in the neck, that's intent in the court of law.
So is that the difference of manslaughter versus what is it, like murder 1 or homicide?
Intent that's a difference, but intent means like that's the difference. But they'll be like, it's hard to explain now because I'm not there, but so they'll say like, oh, 2nd degree strangulation has to show that there was intent and this and that. So when you say intent, you go, well, he didn't go to strangle him, but that's not what intent means.
Right.
It means like he knew by choking him that he would stop his breathing.
Right.
Everybody, that's like hard not to prove, right?
Right.
So it's like kind of those things. So that thing is obvious, right? Like, he's clearly strangling someone. Like, I'm like, intent, duh. Like, she just told us. And then they asked to go back and reread it, right? So I like did this thing where I was like, I would like argue it and then like come back around it, but in an ass way. Like, I'd be like, I don't think it was intent, because like if there's marks there, then that means he definitely choked him, but that means he choked him hard enough that he knew it would hurt him. So yeah, I guess I do think that it was intent. Like, I would do the dumbest, longest way. Like, I already knew it was intent, but I like wanted to fuck with everybody. And I would do that. And I don't know why. Like, I was thinking about it today. I was like, yo, why'd you do that to those people? And they were like looking at me so confused. They were like, is she with us? Is she not? Like, and I kept doing that. Like, I was like the worst character.
I'm like imagining you standing up like in the middle of court, like arguing intent, and they're just like, juror number 12, can you please sit down? Like, you're like, okay, so intent though. Like, you're doing like the breakdown to like wrap your head around it.
I never fucked with the judge, but I was like fucking with everybody else. And I wouldn't even sit. I would just like think to myself, like,
that's the string slappy side of
your
brain.
Yeah, it's just like yeah. So I've realized that about myself.
That's a good thing to realize. I'm very much like that too.
It's not a good thing to realize.
Well, but at least you're self-aware. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some people aren't like self-aware, right? And then they're just like they're doing the slappy thing at the wrong times. You know, not that I mean, you and I have been in trouble, gotten ourselves in trouble.
Yeah, because in the court of law is the right time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you're trying to get away, you know, trying to have a little fun. But see, that's the thing. Like, but to your point though, you're like, if I can't take this shit seriously, now I'm gonna start fucking around. Like when I used to play like basketball in gym class in high school, like most of the gym, like I went to this all guy school. They all wanted to fucking. They took it. They were like 5-on-5. Let's fucking go. Like being serious. And no one wanted me or my friend Mark on the fucking team.
Yeah.
Because we didn't care and it was dumb. And I thought it was dumb that everybody was taking it so fucking seriously. So then I would just like dribble like a moron and like shoot like. I would just shoot really bad shots.
Oh yeah, I've seen you do that. Yeah, I've seen you do that. It's quite annoying.
Yeah.
It's quite annoying when people want to compete.
Right.
I've seen you do that.
Yeah. And
when we played basketball at a bar and you thought it was so funny and we were all like, we're trying, Chris. Like we're all like really trying.
Yeah, I just
shut
down.
And you're like, I'm funny. And we're like, we're not laughing. All right. This is the basketball team. We're not fucking laughing.
But it wasn't even the basketball team. See, if it was a team, I'd take it seriously. But it's like, dude, we're in gym class. Like, who cares? And then we would just make fun of this one dude, Brian Cushing, who was like the fucking, he ended up going to like the NFL. He played for the Texans and like all this shit. And he used to try to fucking dunk the ball, but he like couldn't do it. And then they would always make me and my friend Mark, like, they'd be like, yo, can you guys just stop playing? And then they'd just do 4-on-4. And we would sit on the stage and just be like, sweet dunk, Cushing.
Yeah.
Like doing that shit because they'd always like doink off the fucking thing. Like, way to go. Thank God you dunked it in gym class.
I guess you're just not competitive. And I just didn't.
But I am if I care.
You are if it's something you want to do.
Yes.
But you're not competitive. Like I wouldn't say you're a competitive person.
No.
Yeah.
No. I just want to have a good time.
See, I don't respect people like that. I don't like people like that. Like I like competitive people. Like I like people who like will get into an argument over cornhole. Like I like it.
Oh, I mean, come on. If there's like some beers going, but see, no. But if I'm playing cornhole, like, because when we played darts, like I wanted to win, like at the bar the other night.
Yeah, but first of all, Kate carried you.
Sure.
Sure. Yes.
But we're a team. There's no I in team.
Yeah, there is. There's definitely an I in team. And the way that Colby spells it, there's an I in team. But that's what I mean. Like, you're only competitive in things. Like, there are people like Sean doesn't want to be on a basketball team, but Sean was taking the basketball serious. Like, he's competitive. He's competitive, and no matter what he does, you are only competitive. Like, I am like that. Like, I'm competitive in everything I do.
Right.
You are just competitive in things you want to do.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
There's a difference in someone like that. Someone that's just competitive in everything. You're like, you don't really even know tennis. Why are you competitive? That's me. That's me.
Okay, but you know what I do? I do this, though, sometimes. If it's something like where there's like, okay, I've never done this before. I could be like, you know, just like those people who like pick up a guitar and can just like magically know how to play. For example,
that is the whitest straight boy thing you've ever said.
I did.
Like, I can pick up a guitar.
Well, no, I go into it being like, this might be the thing.
Yeah, and you play Wonderwall.
And then I just start doing Oasis.
Yeah.
Like, I say this because of the tennis thing. I've only played tennis one time, and a buddy of mine was like, hey, let's go play tennis. And I was like, is it hard? He's like, no, it's not that hard. I'll teach you how to, like, you know, do the thing. We were there for 10 minutes. I couldn't even – he wasn't going hard. Like, he was just like, yeah, we'll just do some light serves or volleys back and forth. And I was like, I don't get this. Fuck this shit. I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't do it. I'm out. I'm done. This is dumb. It's beneath me now.
It's not. It's above you. That's the problem.
It's like – but I just don't take it seriously. Like, I'm just like, no.
Yeah, but it's because it's above you. Don't talk about tennis like that. Tennis has a special place in my heart.
Oh, because of your summer job?
And then tennis is my favorite sport. I'm dead ass.
In like how many years we've been friends, I've never seen you watch tennis. The only thing I've ever associated with you in tennis is the summer job that you had.
Well, what sports have you seen me? I don't watch sports with you.
I guess I've never even talked. I
don't like to watch sports with you because you'll be like, oh, who's the guys in the red? Go red team, and I just can't do that because I watch.
That's not true.
What? Yes, the time I had you over for a Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl's different. That's different.
That's not true. Oh, the Super Bowl's different. You do that though. Like if we're watching sports, you'd be like, oh, I wonder if these guys like blah blah. Like you do jokes the whole time.
But the Super Bowl is different. If I came over here and you had fucking tennis on and you were like, yo, it's the fucking finals. This, maybe I'd make some small talk, but I wouldn't come in here like hot like the Super Bowl and be like this, making fun of this shit.
He is capping. He got the cap on tight.
No
He got
way.
the Gorilla Glue cap on right now.
No way.
Anything I take serious that you think is beneath you, you're like, jokes. If we watch Drag Race, you do the same thing. Like, it's everything. And I'm not saying it's like a bad thing, but that's what you do. So I don't watch sports around you. Because if I watch tennis around you and you're like, oh, this guy, oh, that was so, like, if you say jokes, I'm going to be like, I'm turning this off. I'm not doing this. But I'm competitive like that. But so when I used to work at the U.S. Open, I tried to play tennis too, right? Like we tried to do the same thing. We would have like rackets and, well, it's fucking the U.S. Open. They have it everywhere. So I thought I'd be good at it because I also used to play handball a lot as a kid. Right. So that's why I think I like understand the pain of it.
Well, I would imagine there's more pain in handball because you don't have a racket.
Right. I mean, your fucking hand looks like, all
bruised up.
Like the Hulk, and the rest of your body looks like Black Widow. You know what I mean? Like you look like it's crazy, and it hurts like a son of a bitch.
Hey.
But so it's the same thing, right? But I understand the pain of it because it's like you're working by yourself, like, and it's like left, right, it's all of that shit, right, forward, back, it's all of that. So I was like, oh man, I'll be good. Like I'll get the hang of it. Dude, every ball I hit like was like a home run. I was like, yo, if I was playing baseball, this would be great. You know what I mean? Like I would try to hit it like, and the person I was playing with wasn't an expert, but like played a little bit. Mm-hmm. But they would like serve it like softly. It wasn't them, like you. It wasn't them. It was me.
Yeah.
And I was like, boom, and it just.
That's what I was doing.
And I wasn't trying, right? It was just like a light. I was like, I'm doing it light. Like how lighter can it get? And so same experience happened to me with tennis, and it was just like I was like sending them.
And had you played since? You were just like, this is not my sport to play. I just watch and love it.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, there's no reason to. I haven't.
Right. Maybe
I will one day. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I don't really play much sports. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, It's hard for me to go for a run. I don't think I should, I don't think I look like a sport type of girl.
I mean,
like I used to, but not, like I'm not over here playing tennis.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's always fascinating though when you meet like those people where you find out they do some sport where you're like, like there was this dude I could think of. I won't say his name, but like if you looked at this dude, you'd be like, bro, you don't drink water. You drink like beer and like Monster Energy drinks. Yeah. Like you're loose.
But are they fat?
Like not like obese, but like gut hangs over.
Okay.
Over the belt.
Real quick, have you ever seen people who are like loose but thin?
Yes.
That's even creepier.
Yes.
That's even creepier, but go ahead, continue.
So this dude can fucking swim though. Like he could just get in the fucking pool and just like bang out fucking laps like it's nothing. I mean, he's not like a fucking Olympic swimmer, but compared to you or me, I'm like, how?
Oh, I can't even go in a pool.
It's like you meet people like that. Like there's that dude on Instagram who's like that big fat dude who does like the dance and he could like kick his fucking leg like up to his head and he does like splits with high heels on like that. Like people like that where I'm like, how?
Yeah.
How?
Where like it doesn't make sense like physically and like athletically, but you're like, yo, you're fucking working it. Right. Like you're better than everyone here.
Yeah.
I'm always confused about those things. I'm like, do we have it down wrong? Like, is there like not a formula to being athletic?
No way. I knew a guy, a lifeguard, an Australian guy, right? an Australian lifeguard, these dudes are in like peak physical condition all fucking year long. They will go for like a mile swim, go for a jog and surf, and then at night go for like a fucking hike and like they just don't stop like the lifeguards. This one dude, Steve-O, he would smoke a pack of fucking cigarettes a day. He would drink. He started drinking before everybody, and he would drink after everybody passed out. And when he would talk, hi Chris, hi you fucking, like you couldn't understand what he said. He was he would get blind. That's how when you get wasted in Australia. Oh mate, he's fucking blind, mate. He's fucking blind. And he would like pull his dick out, like and like run around like a complete lunatic, right? This dude would be up and would like win surf competitions and like win lifeguard competitions. And then like when it's over, he'd be like smoking a cigarette, be like, mate, I need a fucking beer. I'm gonna fucking die, mate. Fucking but Metcalf, get over here, you fucking like that, like just, and you're like, how?
Was he physically in shape though?
Yeah.
Okay, you see like that, but that's like you're talking about mental shape there.
And physical, yeah.
You're talking about, and I guess like, but
to your point, he's like, I guess I was speaking to how you're like, is there a formula?
Right?
To
yeah.
this?
No,
like,
you're right.
It's like I don't know how the fuck he's. I know people who are like vegetarian and don't drink and don't smoke that can't do what he's doing.
Right. It's like mental peak, right? Like we think it's supposed like athleticism is like, you know, physical and mentally too. Like you got to be aware and on and like, yeah. I mean, usually athletes are dumb in high school, but they're not like that, like wasted. And you're like, holy shit, how do you not have a hangover? How do you keep it together? Like,
right.
And I guess you could say physically with him too, because he's smoking all the time and his lungs haven't collapsed.
Yeah. I mean,
his lungs are working OT, baby.
Well, how about those fucking people you find out, like my friend Rob from the Dunce Caps? His fucking grandfather, I think, passed away recently, but smoked to the day he fucking died, and he died like in his 90s.
Yeah,
eating fucking pasta and smoking cigarettes.
Yeah,
like what?
And then there's some people who have one cigarette and they have cancer.
Right, they have cancer.
Yeah.
Their whole shit falls apart.
Yeah. It's very interesting. Very interesting. That shit is like, it kind of feels like natural selection, right? I hate to say it, but it just kind of feels like your body's like, nope.
Well, you know, I think there's a, I believe, well, whatever, I believe, it doesn't matter. I theorize that, like, I think that there's got to be some sort of a balance, right? Like if you're someone who's like really stressed the fuck out and you're working a lot of hours and like you're on edge and you're burning the candles at both ends and you're smoking cigarettes and you're eating unhealthy, like I feel like that would kill you faster than like when I was in Spain or Italy, you would see these like two old ladies. They're like very healthy looking, you know, in shape, walking, speaking fucking Italian, walking, and they'll just be like walking, all of a sudden, like casually just pull out a cigarette, like two old ladies smoking a cigarette, like, and they don't look like they would because they don't look like, to me, like Americans, like most Americans you see smoking cigarettes, they either look like sickly skinny or they're like fat and gross.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And like you just, if you didn't see them smoking, you'd be like, look at these two little spry old ladies. Yeah. But then they're like, pull out a cigarette.
Well, don't they
smoke.
make their cigarettes different over there too?
Yeah, I think there's like maybe potentially like the blends are different. I don't know how healthy they are for you necessarily, but yeah.
It's probably also evolution, because it's probably like in their like
they're genetically can handle it. Yeah, I think it's a mix of that, and I also think because what I was saying, I think the quality of life for those women is probably better, so they can get away with the smoking maybe a little bit more.
Yeah,
you know, they're probably not eating as like shitty of food. They're probably walking a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like they probably have a less stressful life, and smoking the cigarette is more of like an enjoyable thing than it is like I need another smoke.
Right.
Fuck, like I'm fucking stress smoking, you know, like doing that shit.
Or like it's just like a combination of like things. Like you shouldn't be like eating cold cuts, smoking cigarettes, like, you know, drinking Fireball, right? You know, having McDonald's at the end of the night. Like you shouldn't be kind of like doing that whole, like it's just kind of like negative. Boom, like boom, your body is just like depleting, right? It's like another negative with as
shutting
them
down.
Yeah. Where with them, they're probably like, walking, smoking a cigarette, eating healthy, smoking a cigarette. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're doing so much positives that's probably like.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's like the cigarette's not taken away. It's not killing them as much as the other ones. Yeah.
I mean, like, whatever. I don't even mean to like bring this up, but we were talking about like athletes, and it made me think about Simone Biles.
Is that the one who smoked the weed and got kicked off the thing?
No, that's Sha'Carri Richardson.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about Simone Biles, who just exited like the Olympics.
Oh, I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, do you know who Simone Biles is?
No.
Oh, you know her. You know of her. She has the most gold medals in an Olympian. She has like I think 16.
Whoa.
They changed, and I don't know how true this is. Like, you know, bear with me. I just like
right.
See other things, and this girl.
Oh,
you definitely know Simone Biles.
I've seen her. Yeah.
Yeah, she exited. Like
she's just like I'm out.
She's out. Yeah.
Why?
She's too much mental strain. From what I've heard, they changed like the whole, and it's like funny because you had this argument with Sean. They changed the scoring around her. Like they were like, we're gonna score you differently, or like we're changing the score section because like it won't be fair to your other competitors.
Yeah.
And so like they've done all of that, and that's from what I hear. Again, like I don't know shit from shit. You guys know that, you listen all the time. And let me see how many she has. How many?
Yo.
She's
gonna be in the next Nike commercial. You wait.
Oh, Sha'Carri.
Nike's all about picking up the interesting athlete that doesn't play the sport anymore.
Yeah.
They fucking love grabbing them. Nike, a sports company who has sponsors that don't play the sport anymore. They don't.
Well, she's not out. She was just like out of this.
I know. Yeah. That's fucking crazy. Yeah. I don't. For people listening, I got into like a beef, not a beef, but I got a little brotherly tiff with my brother because while I think gymnastics is extremely athletic, I could never do remotely anything close to what they do. She has 4 Olympic golds. My bad, it says 16, but this is where I got confused, and 19 world championship titles. Wow, holy shit. But so yeah, this whole judging thing, like, really kind of it doesn't feel it feels too gray to me. Yeah, you know, it's not definitive, and it's like athletic art. It's like, how do you quantify that? I think the way you meant about it was that, like, if someone in a football league does a touchdown, it's a touchdown. It's 7 points. No one can take that away from them, or 6. It's 6, and then you can go for the extra point or go 2-point conversion. Yeah. I always say 7 because they usually go for the field goal. Yes. So 6, if you know, that's like a 6 point right there. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think the way you meant it, like, if LeBron has a 3, like a referee can just be like, no, that's not a 3. No, yeah, that's not a 3 because of the way you twisted your hand, and we don't like the way you twisted your hand. Right. So I think that's how you meant it. Yes. Where like in other sports are like more structured, where that like that's a home run. Like. Right. Yeah. And there are obviously referees and umpires in the sport, but again, like you said, they're not determining the point or not. Yeah. They might make a bad call, but like they're not distributing or taking away points. Yeah. Which that's the part that's like very strange to me. Or not strange, it's just, I mean, I don't know how the fuck else you'd even judge it. I'm assuming they're doing it the most fair way possible, but like, I don't know. That sounds crazy. But yeah, she fucking backed out. Like, and that's all mental, and that's crazy. Because what's funny is that even Sean was like, I'm worried about her. Like, I wonder how she's doing. Because, like, I know this has to be a lot. Because there's a lot riding on her. And, like, if her team, like, fucks up, they're, like, blaming her and shit like that. Like, they won the silver. Well, she's out now. But they won the silver instead of the gold. And because she dropped out. You never know. You know, she could have hurt herself. You know what I'm saying? Because she wasn't mentally in it. Right. But she backed out. So it's going to be interesting to see. And from what I hear, and I haven't saw it, from what I hear, a lot of people are talking shit about her. Like, if you can't handle it or stuff like that. Because I'm telling you, the vibe right now is hating. It's you, hating. Right? It's you. Well, I've told all the haters, I said, get after her. Get after her.
But my thing was like, I haven't seen it, so I'm like, that says more about the people you guys follow, right? Because like, I haven't seen anyone even talking shit about her.
I just feel like now it's a commodity to talk shit about people.
Yeah.
I mean, people will find stuff to talk shit about. I mean, Lin-Manuel, what's his name with the
Lin-Manuel.
heights? It's like one day this dude's a savior, the next day this dude's a fucking doing war crimes or whatever. It's like this girl gonna drop out. I'm sure there are people gonna be like, you let your goddamn team down, you let America down.
Yeah.
You know, like that shit. And then there's gonna be other people that are like, you know, you do it. Get out of there. Don't.
But I just don't understand, like, these people that are like, you let your team down. I'm like, you're probably eating Doritos, like, laying down.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
you don't even. Yeah, the person who says that does not watch gymnastics all year, let alone does anything positive for the country.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
They probably piss all over the goddamn toilet seat too on purpose.
You're really trying to get that theory going. Well, it's a fact now, but you're really trying to get it going.
I guess. Disgusting. Now I'm just like I'm just gonna associate everybody who does like bad mouth internet shit with that now too, because it's just like you're just a trash person.
You're gross.
You're doing nothing. Yeah. Wait. So speaking of, actually, it's funny you bring that up because one of the things I wrote down was, so I've noticed this thing on Tinder. So like on Tinder, they started doing this thing where you can like you click a bunch of like interests.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, you know, yoga, food, boo, 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 like all these things, right? And one of them is mental health awareness. And I've noticed something that the ones that have mental health awareness as like an interest are usually kind of, because it's like, how is that an interest or a hobby?
I was just saying, how is that an interest?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think it's an interest.
Right.
I'm not interested in it. I'm aware.
Right. Are you a therapist? And then they're like, no, I work in PR. It's like, well, then
how is that your interest?
I've never asked them this. I just assume it means that they're like, I go to therapy.
Right. Right. Like, I'm interested.
But how's that a hobby?
But like, even if so, you're like, I'm interested in my mental health. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's like your interest. It's like ice skating, pizza, mental health. Like, you're like, what?
Right. I know. It's so fucking bizarre. And then, because then I'm also thinking like, and I see it enough where I'm like, so you're saying that you're into it. So if I don't have that, does that mean I'm like anti mental health awareness?
Yeah.
Like, am I like
yeah.
Oh, not.
You're like, I don't want people learning about people with Down syndrome.
Right.
No more autism month. No more. Enough with it already.
Enough of these goddamn people going to therapy.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it.
Tired of it.
What are you working on yourself, bro? Go back to work.
Were you talking to somebody about your feelings?
Ugh.
What are you, fucking crazy?
God.
You're like, I think so. That's why I go. I think I am.
It's so weird. It's like the weirdest thing I've seen on there. Like, I mean, I've seen weirder, but just like.
I am so glad I'm not in the dating scene at all. Like, I am so glad I'm like done with the first date, done with the fucking meeting the parents, done with the getting to know your flaws. Like, I am so glad I'm done with that. Because, like, if you think about it, you look back, you're like, oh, fuck. Like you know, like there's good feelings when you start dating. Definitely is like the nervous and the excitement.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm over that. I'm like, I don't need to tell somebody like where to massage my back. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kate already knows where my biggest knot is. You know what I'm saying?
And that's romance.
And that's love.
She knows all my knots.
Yeah.
Kate knows all my knots. Kate's actually getting to know my knots. I've been hanging around with you guys so much. She knows my all where I get my Charlie horses. She knows where to run my Charlie horses out.
No.
It's all my calves.
It's not the same. It's not the
all
same.
my calves.
You're in the wrong direction. You're in the wrong direction. You're trying to include yourself, and I appreciate it, but you're in the wrong direction.
All right. I'll get to know your knots.
Yeah. No. Even worse.
Whose knots are... I want to know one of your knots or mine. You need to know my knots.
You need to go date someone on Tinder.
No,
You need to...
No,
you need to go be interested in girls with mental health awareness.
Listen, I go on the dates with the girls with mental health awareness.
Yeah.
We have a very wild but toxic relationship, and then I don't see them anymore, and then I get, the love from you guys.
And then you have dinner with us.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you eat a nice salad with rice with us.
That's literally...
something wrong with you.
Could you imagine, like, I start telling women where I'm just like, look, I really like you, but, like, this can't go any further than what this is. I got everything else that I need set in place.
You're like, I need you. How do I put this kindly? I need you for intercourse, but we can't have this dinner thing. Like, if we're going to be having dinner, it's going to have to be, like, after dinner time, because I already have people to have dinner with.
I have 2 very strong female presences in my life.
Yeah.
I don't need you.
Yeah. I have someone to have dinner with.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, that's so fun. Like, I could see that being, like, because, you know, people are, like, in throuples and people are, like, an open like, I can see, like, this has to be an open relationship. Oh, like, you want to have sex with other people? No. I have dinner with other people. There are these other people who are, like, my main dinner peeps. And we can't go to restaurants, you know, like... You know, we're just baklava at 2 a.m. kind of love.
Yeah, we are. We're baklava at 2. Yeah, that's the only dinner we're gonna have.
Yeah.
And you know what's so fucked up? And I really don't think this maliciously when it happens. But like, you know, sometimes, you know, it's fucking dating in New York. You like hook up with somebody on a first date, whatever, and then like as soon as like it's over, like the sex is over, and I just like roll over, I'll like lay there and be like, man, I haven't had dinner with Shema in a while. Like, I'm always like, oh, I wonder what some of my friends are up to. And then I'm like, and then it's like, oh, shit. Hey.
What's funny is that,
you want some baklava?
Is that they're probably thinking the same thing. You know what I mean? They're probably done. They're like, man, I wonder what, like, my friend with the dog is doing tonight, because I would really like to go pet it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not even. I think that's just dating right now. I think, we've talked about this. Where like, I think Tinder has done this thing where it's made dating so easy and so formal, and like, what's the word that I'm frequent, and just like
it turned it into a game.
But I think it went too far.
Yes.
And I don't know if that's Tinder's job, is that our job? You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things where you can't really blame Tinder. Like, you can't really blame them for being like, yeah, use our app.
It's a business.
Yeah, but use our app to do what we wanted you to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see Microsoft like popping up to my house and being like, hey, you're playing Xbox too much.
Yeah.
We're actually going to not let you buy the new Xbox. You know what I mean? Like, they're relying on the fact that I fucking kill myself.
Yeah.
While playing Xbox. You know what I mean?
Well,
they're not relying on that.
Tinder is so much like Xbox that Tinder has like payable upgrades inside the Tinder now.
Oh, I was going to ask if you can have like chat lobbies or something.
Well, no.
You know how like people curse each other out? I fuck your mother. Like, I wonder if there's like things like that.
We're just trolling each other.
Yeah.
You know, but they'll have shit where like, oh, do you want Tinder Gold? Do you want like to like get super likes? Do you want to do this shit? Like,
I've been on Tinder though.
Oh, they had that. But I just remember like back like Tinder. I mean, I know it's been a while since they've had that, but I remember like when Tinder first came out, it was literally just like swipe all day. That's it. But now if you don't have the gold, they limit how much you swipe. They're like, you've swiped enough today, and then a timer comes up.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Because when I was on it, it was, if you got the gold one, you could see who liked you.
You can do that. That's part of it.
Right, that's part of it, but they've added
tiers now.
But no, before you could just swipe all day. Like, now you have to pay to swipe. Is this the MTA?
They'll give you like a 12-hour. Yeah. It's like an MTA.
The unlimited.
You gotta wait.
You gotta get the unlimited or the single pass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy. Good for them, but that's insane.
Yeah.
So have you gone on some good dates, like since you've been back in New York?
I had one date last night with a person.
Don't sound so enthusiastic. I hope it was a person. You're like, I had a date with a nice giraffe last night. I'm like, why didn't you bring it over? I want to have dinner with a giraffe.
I went on a date last night with, I'll give you the video game like standing profile of like their things, right? A non-binary non-binary veteran parent living here and poly.
Okay. I thought when you said X, I thought you were gonna say Ex Machina, And I was like, wow, so progressive.
So a robot, yeah.
I was like, so progressive if you're calling them a person. I think you were going to say, you know, what did you say? Veteran, ex.
Well, I was going to say ex-Marine. Like, I was going to say, like, ex-military, but then I remembered veteran.
Yeah, because I taught you earlier.
Yeah.
When I said it. You were like, ex-military person. And I was like, veteran.
Veteran.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Yeah. You're like, right. Those things.
Yeah.
Was it good? Was it?
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was a fun date, you know.
Yeah.
So
when do Carol and Jude meet her?
Them.
Oh, them. Sorry.
You know what's so funny? In the beginning of the date, yeah. I said to them, I was like, look, I like gave her like the thing you and I say.
Them.
Look, sometimes, sorry, them. I was like, I say guys, I say stuff just like I'm not trying to like be a dick.
Yeah.
It's just like, and you could call me on it. I will try. And she was like,
they were like,
like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was interesting. It was fun. We'll probably hang out again.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, it's, you know, how far, you know, she's in a poly relationship.
They're in a poly
relationship.
I'm just like letting you talk now because I'm like waiting to catch it.
I know. You know why? Because I was calling you out.
But then it was like fun. It was just like fun to like catch it. I don't know what game I was just playing. I want to apologize to you because you're opening up, and I'm over here just like playing this like sick little game.
It's better because I don't even know where I'm going.
I'm like, hey, them, there, like. What the fuck is wrong with me?
No, I mean it was just what was funny is though it's like, you know, it was and as progressive and as layered as the profile of this person sounds, it was very progressive date.
Yeah.
They left after we hooked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were just like,
because they had dinner plans. They have
a poly family to go home to take care of.
You're not a part of.
Right. I don't want to be.
And then you turned over and was like, what's the family I have to take care of? You're like, Ashlynn. You're like, take care of me. Give me chicken and broccoli. I'm on a polar seltzer, mommy.
Do you have any more limes left, mommy?
Yeah.
Lime polars?
Is there any of those polars you don't want? I'd be a good boy and drink the polar.
I'll have all the flavors you don't want, mommy. We're just a little over an hour, like an hour and 3.
Okay.
But
that's cool. Yeah,
it was cool, and I, from a white boy perspective, it was cool to go out with somebody like that and not feel like I'm on edge that I'm going to step on like a verbal landmine or like anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, they were chill and it was fun. Like it was great.
I mean, I get what you mean by like not wanting to be a white boy, but I think we're going to have to learn how to like live in each other's world, right? Like where I feel like everyone's just going to have to stop being so defensive and offensive. Like we're on this like, because people are offensive. Like I know we've joked about it, but there are people who are like, oh, they identify as they. Watch this. Hey guy, hey man, hey dude, hey bro. You know what I mean? Like they do that shit. Like there are people that are like that, and I think we forget that sometimes. But then there are other people who are. You're like, hey, you guys, I'm gonna grab your table real quick, and they're like, oh well, actually. But I'm like, even if you identify as they. I'm still gonna probably say you got right. You know what I'm saying? Yes, where like you guys have not like, and I get it. I get that like some people take it like that, but it has nothing to do with gender
or them personally or anything.
Or gender. Like I'm not thinking of any gender when I say you guys. So it's like they, not them, like all of that. You're included. Like you're just like because the other option for me is bitches, right, or motherfuckers, and I can't say that in a corporate world.
And the other two are like demeaning towards women.
Not motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah, because you're just fucking your mother. Yeah. Right.
So, like, it's not even, I don't think bitches is demeaning. It's not demeaning to me.
Right, because bitches is, you took that shit back.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Because I can't be like, all right, if y'all bitches can follow me, I got a table ready for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Right. Y'all motherfuckers want to follow me, I got your table in the corner over here. Like, I can't say things like that. So, that's me trying to be fucking progressive.
How about we just stick with guys, you motherfuckers?
Yeah.
Yo, and you know what's so funny about it too?
Goose. I can start calling people Follow me, gooses.
Goose?
I can say goose.
Would you could do geese? Because isn't that
I like gooses because it's wrong.
Right? Yeah. You know, you could do would people be mad if you start to it like if there's a group of people that all identify as they and you call them themses? You're like, yo, themses. That's the plural of thems.
Is it themses?
No, I'm just saying. Wait, you were like, that's a real word. No, I don't think I think them it's like one of those words where it's plural or like you just say it as is.
Themses.
Yeah, themses, theyses. But you know what was funny last night? You were bringing up like the polarizing sides of how people react to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what was funny last night? They made fun of me because I was being over the top with like, I'm sorry about this, and I'm like they made fun of me like you can kind of just be like they said to me at one point like you could just be like more of like a normal guy, like you don't have to like worry about like.
But sometimes we do because we don't want to offend.
Because I don't want to fucking.
But maybe part of that was because you gave them the speech up top. Maybe you like set them up. They were
comfortable with
me.
Maybe
you set them up and then they felt like, oh, this person is not an ass. So if they're doing this or that,
right?
You know what I mean?
Right.
So like maybe that's it too. But it was probably also funny to watch like a white straight man like be apologetic.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Like y'all used to not apologize for shit.
I'm over here freaking the fuck out
over words. I'm like, oh
yeah.
Putting out many fires.
Jesus Christ.
All right, well, this has been Splittin' Hairs.
Are we doing a Would You Rather? We're just ending it? Boom.
Oh, no, you do it, though. You do it.
I'll do it. Okay. Would you rather, for the rest of your life, be mispronouned for the rest of your life, or have everyone think that you're some other race that you're not for the rest of your life?
Oh my god!
But like, I mean, like ridiculous. Like people are like think that I'm like Armenian or some shit. You know what I mean? Like just something I'm like totally not.
Okay.
And you're just like, what?
All right.
But like your whole life.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Be mispronounced.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like. Who cares if I'm mispronounced, right? I care about if someone who is non-binary is mispronounced more than someone like me.
Right.
Like who identifies with what they were given as a birth certificate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel bad for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel bad for me. I feel bad for, like, you know, people who go through the struggle. Fuck me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And also, like, I hate when people... I like when people just ask me what I am compared to just trying to guess. I hate when people play guess who.
Right. But
because you could be like, yo, where are your parents from? Like, oh, where's your family from? Like, what's your background? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But
there's a good way to ask that and a wrong way to ask that. The wrong way to ask that is, hey, what are you?
Yeah.
Like, has anyone done that to you? Or there's like, hey, what are you? Like, what's your thing? What are you, like some kind of Spanish?
See, I can't remember if someone said that to me because I've probably like volleyed it back. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I've probably been like, you know, I probably said something
Fuck
like,
are you, bro?
I'd be like, wait, you don't know what a girl looks like? Or like something like that? Like you've never seen a girl? Oh, because you're gay.
Right,
you know what
right,
I mean? Like
right.
I probably did something like that. Like,
yeah.
I also like, yeah, I'd rather be, I hate when people are like, oh, like you're Mexican, right? Like I'm like, no. Like, no.
Yeah, people do that to me too all the time. They think I'm Mexican. People do think I'm gay a lot. That's happened.
I think people know you're gay a lot.
I give off that vibe.
You'd be surprised how many times. I think Mexicans think I'm Mexican.
They're like coming up to you. They're like speaking fucking Mexican style Spanish.
Oh, it's the same.
But there's got to be some slight nuance, little things that are different. No.
Yeah, but I would know them. Like, there's not really like much. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say like Spain and stuff like that.
Well, Spain I know is like very different.
Because I can understand, so there's no kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But they all like tell Kate, like the people that used to work at Kate's restaurant in the kitchen, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, your girlfriend's Mexican, right?" And she was like, "No, she's half Puerto Rican, half Dominican." They're like, "Really?" I was like, man, if I didn't know my parents, I'd be like, you know what I mean? I'd be like, yeah, I'm Mexican. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm like, trust me, from like where I come from, it's just like not pop. Like, I know there's too much backstory. I wish I didn't, you know?
I like to imagine that the guys that work in Kate's kitchen, after she said that to him, they're like, nah, she's Mexican.
They're like, she don't know the difference.
Yeah, she don't know.
They're like, Kate don't know the difference.
Her girlfriend's funny. She's fucking with her, fool.
Yeah.
Shit.
She's fucking with a homie. All right.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here. I'm sweating my
I'm
ass
hungry.
off. I'm so
starving.
sweating.
I'm starving.
Pissed. Peace.